A yes or no question. Do you believe that people who rape children should be put into prison?
Not necessarily.
Okay, then it clearly, Madam, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, and that I think just defines the difference between you and I.
Yes.
As a father of two young girls, and now recently a young son, I can see no greater responsibility that me as a father, me as a member of Parliament, me as a neighbor to my community, than to ensure that people who are raping children are put away and taken out of society, so that we can ensure that there is
and to do what's needed to reduce it. I think it's important to do what's necessary to reduce it. I know from experience that this kind of attitude and approach to it could drive a lot of the disclosures of this underground. Because there are many victims who are struggling with many problems in their entire life, who do not necessarily want the prison sentence to be the outcome.
I appreciate that, and I'm going to go on. When I think of the cost of crime in Canada as estimated over $70 billion, not including the pain and suffering, and I think the pain and suffering is truly what we have to get to. When I look at the people that have been raped over the years and the generational impacts that has on their communities, on their individual lives, and their capacity to be constructive within their own communities, I know that there is a far greater cost to our country and to our communities than can ever be estimated in increasing the capacity within our prison systems. And I believe that it's absolutely essential that these investments are made to ensure that children in this country, our most vulnerable in this country, are protected, because we know that sexual offenders of children are more likely to offend than pretty much any other offense that's out there.
It's worth putting all the money we can into something that will work to reduce the crime and help the victim. But if you're just going to say flying someone to the moon, even though it costs a lot of money, is worth doing, but it has absolutely no connection to how you're going to help the victim. And
we know that people that are in prison don't rape children.
Point of order. Mr. Chairman, if Mr. Warkentin believes this strongly what he says, then he ought to hear the arguments on the other side from this witness. He ought to hear from this witness and allow her to answer.
I would just ask that we're running a clock. If we could let people ask questions and answer them, and if we could minimize the statements of belief and actually get to some statements of fact, that would be really more helpful. So,
the fact
very
is,
briefly, Mr. Warkentin.
The fact is, Mr. Chair, that a person who rapes children who is in prison is not able to rape more children, and the cost of to our society of children who are raped is unbelievable, unsurmountable, and is in no relation to what it actually costs to put people into prison.
A response to that?
Well, it's not a question of words. It's a question of action that will truly, in the community, in human lives, make a difference. And simply use of the word prison for rape does not correspond to a reality that is meaningful for a lot of victims. So I think it's important to listen to the victims, and some of them will benefit from this and want this, but many, it's not what they want.
Many in your congregations know the pain and believe that putting these people behind bars is absolutely necessary. Thank you.